I've wanted to film outside for the longest time ever, and I'm using Vinland Saga as an excuse. You can see the sky. If you've been at like a really weird state, or either like you're feeling really numb or you're in your healing journey, I mean obviously it's a journey so you can be in any stage right now, but if you're in like the middle part or the part where it's like it's not good but it's not bad, it's just you feel like giving up, this is a sign to watch Vinland Saga. And one back in COVID, so I was kind of like Thorfinn, where I didn't understand the true meaning behind Vinland Saga. I just saw like, oh wow, like this is intense, and like the fights. Season 2 is so beautiful. Have you heard of the saying, it's like I have no enemies? That comes from Vinland Saga. His dad tells him that. Or like there's a very famous manga panel where Thorfinn is like, I want to be a kinder and gentle. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Vinland Saga. If you guys don't know, it's an historical anime. I don't know the exact time setting, but it's back in Viking era, which is obviously before America was discovered. 1100s, a bit like earlier than that. But yeah, I'm going to talk about the beauty of Vinland Saga. I honestly think it's a masterpiece. It is peak. It is so good. I know people talk about like, oh, Vagabond, oh, Berserk, whatever, the other Scion, but Vinland Saga hit so different for me, and I'm just going to talk about it. I really hope this helps you guys out. I'm going to be talking about, obviously its peak, basically how it ties with overcoming anger and any sort of emotion like that and turning that into growth instead. And lastly, I'll be talking about perspective and the whole hope core and the I have no enemies and just like the more positive side and hopeful and growth aspect of that. If you guys don't know, Vinland Saga is basically just like about Vikings. It's very graphic, it's very heavy. Before I started watching, my brother was like, oh, it's about Vikings, and I don't know why I thought kids shows Vikings, no, like Vikings, like real Vikings, and I didn't know like what real Vikings were. It just shows the like gruesome like fights and wars and the culture that, so if you have like trigger warnings or anything, like nothing like happens, but there's a lot of like implied, and houses get burned down and like people get taken and stuff like that. I was like, whoa, like I wasn't expecting that, but because I didn't know what Vikings were. Into the video, I'm excited to talk about today's subject. I'm out here sitting outside. I'm wearing my, I don't know if you can see, it's a tree shirt I got from Cotton On. They still have it, go buy one. I like this park because the trees are so tall. I don't know if you can hear the bird sounds as well, but let's not get too distracted about nature, okay? But obviously you can check the description, there's a timestamp, but honestly everything goes together. I'm just making it more organized. But yeah, let's jump into the video. So let's talk about why it's peak and why I think it is so good. Let me just quickly tell you what season 1 is and then season 2, because that goes with everything. Season 1, I think it came out like COVID. Oh, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for asking though. Yeah, have a great weekend. No, you're good, don't worry. Yeah, bye. Oh my god, what was I talking about? Season 1, so we're introduced to Finn. He's like a 5-year-old kid. His dad is like the strongest guy ever. Like he used to be crazy at war, but now like he has a family, he has a little down, but he is him, so he's really strong. So Thorfinn's like, oh, I want to be strong, whatever, and he'd be like, this is episode 1 basically, trying to fight, but he's like, he's weak, okay? The dad gets invited to go somewhere. Might be a spoiler, I don't know. Shoot. Anyways, the dad gets invited somewhere, but obviously it's a trap. But Thorfinn sneaks in basically, and that's how his adventure starts. I don't want to spoil it. Actually, I'm gonna say it just because this matters so much to what I'm gonna say. So please skip it if you don't want this to be spoiled. Yeah, just like double tap real quick. But his like really cool father, he passes away, set up, and he was killed unfortunately. But Loki, it had to be done. Oh god, that sounds bad, but it's like the same. I don't know, I can make that same argument with Luffy and what happened in Marineford. In rage, he is so upset, and like, do you blame him? He's 5, he doesn't know anything, and Thorfinn's like, I'm gonna seek revenge. Only Drag. So he sneaks onto the people who did that to his dad and like the whole crew. These are Vikings, by the way. And he was like, only thing like, I'm gonna kill this guy. Like, so you can tell like he's only fueled by anger. The guy, his name is Askeladd, he is so important. Well, he's basically his father figure. I know, it's so messed up. Like, how can that guy be the father figure? But no, he helps Thorfinn in ways that Thorfinn doesn't see till like he's 19. It's so bad. No, the show's so sad. When I first watched season 1, I was so sad for Thorfinn, what Thorfinn had to go through and all his pain, but his pain doesn't define him. He's gotten really strong because he's with these Vikings, and his only like motivation is just to kill Askeladd, which Askeladd is smart and he knows that's what Thorfinn wants, but he takes advantage of Thorfinn and makes him also like train to be a Viking basically, so he gets stronger and only is fueled by anger. Like this guy, he doesn't smile, he's so emo, like Sasuke could never. Like this, the end of season 1, I don't want to spoil it, I'll say it like this: he doesn't get what he wants. He couldn't get that revenge. So imagine from 5 to 16 living for only one thing, and then you couldn't do that. And then he got sold into slavery, and then that's season 2. Season 2 comes along, but that's like the first mark of his journey is he's just filled with anger and battles and war and fights, and like the guy who bought him is super wealthy, so he owns so much land. There's one land that needs oh look, trees. He had to chop off all the trees, and that's what he was doing. He was like so mindless. We actually meet a new character who I want to call them besties. These are like homeboys. He gets fought by the same guy, which is really lucky because that's Thorfinn. Meet Thorfinn. His face so beyond numb. Say anything to, I don't remember his name, I'm so sorry, to the guy, the brown haired dude. It's like with a B, I swear. I personally thought season 2 was so much heavier and gorier, which I think a lot of people said season 2 was boring. This old grandpa who's telling Thorfinn like, bro, you're numb, you have to fill yourself up. Season 2 is when he gets into his like growth era. I think like when it comes to at least self-development, I think Vinland Saga is one of the best from the three, like the big three. You could kind of like relate in a way, but be inspired. I kind of talked about season 1 and 2, so I'm not really gonna repeat myself. Season 1, Thorfinn was only filled with anger. What is anger? Truly understand like why one would feel angry. I'm gonna kind of tie in like Vinland Saga season 1 at least, like transitioning into season 2 with overcoming anger. The thing is, even in season 2 he does slip back, but it's not like that. It's like it's so realistic. But basically anger is just, it's when we feel like triggered. It's when we know our boundaries are being crossed or our freedom is being taken away. I think that's a bunny. For Thorfinn, he was filled with rage because his wife was screwed over, and he thought like the only thing that will make him feel better is if he kills Askeladd. And at the end he didn't. But I think it's very important to first of all acknowledge if you are someone who has anger or gets irritated easily. First of all, anger is probably like the worst thing you can have. It's very bad. And I was someone who used to get angry pretty fast. That's because I had literally no boundaries. I didn't even know what boundaries were until my friend told me. And when she told me, it felt so dumb. I was like, there's no way I can just tell people that. You need to have boundaries. And then freedom. For me personally, that I value that so much. I think every human does. Like, who doesn't? When you feel like that's being revoked or something like that, that will trigger you. You have to acknowledge what makes you angry, and then that's like the first step of overcoming anger. The second step is you want to start to change. Like, nothing can ever cause me anger because I realized like I'll get angry at like stuff I can't control. What really helped me with anger was Vinland Saga, because Thorfinn, he overcame his anger. His dad told him, I just want you to know you have no enemies. And I really liked that line at first when I was 2021, but it never hit me. And I'm glad that all over social media now, at least like Hopecore and like Stoic Instagram, I love Stoicism. Like, I say I don't have enemies, and like the only enemy I have is myself. It's so true. Like, you have to start giving people the benefit of the doubt. Like, don't care. Be so unfazed. Like, the stuff people do to Thorfinn in season 2 is insane. Like, and he'll stand there and take it. There's this one scene, and obviously they're slaves, they can't do anything, so they'll get mistreated. They wanted to scare Thorfinn. They kept cutting him up, and he did absolutely nothing. He didn't even blame them and be like, oh my gosh, this is, like, you guys suck, like, you guys are doing this to me. Nah. Next time you get angry or for something, just think, why am I getting angry? Trigger number 1. Anger, you're being triggered. And then you just have to acknowledge it. Trust me, you don't want to live a life when you're angry. It affects your health. Super unhealthy. So you have to recognize that as well. I think that would really help you at least manage against it. Anytime someone's going to trigger you, or you feel triggered or threatened or anything, you have to step away. Even if it's like in such a weird and awkward moment, but step away and take some moments for yourself, and do not associate yourself with those people. Like, trust me. Thorfinn, he got to a period where he was just so numb. Your anger wasn't even there, and he acknowledges that, oh, I'm numb. The old guy, the grandpa, tells him, like, plant your seed, like, start growing from there. That's what he does. So he tries his best not to get into any fights, not to let his anger get the best of him. There was this part where his friend got punched, and they were like beating him up. He did have to defend himself at the end, and he punched them. And that was like part of the growth. Like, he's trying to get better, but then he was so upset about that, and he told his friend, like, I never want to do that again. I don't know, I just think Vinland Saga, like, it helped me overcome my anger so much, because like the way he overcame his anger. But yeah, no, it's so nice for growth. I think this only applies for those who are seeking growth. I mean we seek growth. If you're not growing, you're very depressed right now. Like, that's why you have to seek growth, even if it feels like ass. Like, my advice for you guys is, if you are very depressed, if you're watching this and you're very depressed, I'm hella proud of you, because that shows that you don't want to stay depressed. Because if you want to stay depressed, you're probably in a cocoon right now and consuming really bad media. That's why I would suggest consume really positive media. Literally look up Stoicism and look up Vinland Saga, like, account, the vagabond accounts. Like, I love those accounts so much. I made like a One Piece one, but it's not super stoicism. But growth takes time. I think Vinland Saga shows that in such a nice way. It shows his ups and downs. People like glorify healing and journeys and stuff like that. They're like, oh yeah, like just start journaling, start talking to a therapist, whatever, and life is gonna be so good. Like when I watched season 2, and I was literally at a point where I was like, wait, this sucks right now. That's what it showed in Vinland Saga. Like it's not always gonna be super good. It's not supposed to be good. Hear me out. If you have such a beautiful life 24/7, how do you enjoy that life? Like I genuinely thank God so much, because when I see and I experience such bad stuff, I appreciate good moments so much more. If you're super down right now, like trust me, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, wow, like life really is good. I can't really tell, but it's really pretty right now. Dude, start going outside, like seriously. I was actually researching yesterday about, it's like something childhood related, like how to heal from that. And they literally were like, go outside and like do things you enjoy. That's why I like One Piece so much, because Luffy, the way he's so childlike, it's like something I've never had or will ever do. So it's like he's doing that for me. And stuff that brings you little joy. Trust me, like the big stuff. Let's say if Thorfinn actually killed Askeladd, he would not have been happy. Trust me, he would not have been happy. After he killed him, then what would have happened? Literally, he has nothing. He doesn't know anything. Like, this dude doesn't know anything. So it had to happen this way because he learned so much about life. Like, it's so beautiful. Like, I could cry. But I'd be saying that stuff like, oh my gosh, I'm crying, and like, my face be not crying. I just think Thorfinn's story is more realistic because he wasn't by himself. I mean, he couldn't be, like, he was sold off. So I think it's just nice, and like the character interactions and how he acts, and as he's going through his journey, like you go through yours as well, and know that like it's possible. Thorfinn went through was like insane, you know what I mean? I'm not invalidating what you're going through, because whatever anyone goes through, it's like the most you can handle basically. So don't let anyone be like, how can you be upset about so and so? How gratitude is very important. Be grateful. But what helped me with my depression is gratitude. I'm not even joking. I used to listen to affirmations. Seriously, you guys, listen to affirmations as you sleep, and you will change. I'm not even joking. Okay, now onto the perspective, the third part, the hope core. But I have it printed on my wall actually of Thorfinn saying that, and I literally love it so much. Also, my room before, I used to have posters that were like not bad, but they weren't like super positive and uplifting. If you have decorations or anything in your room that isn't positive, that isn't where you're, because remember, growth means everything is growth, like everything changes. Change your room. I've talked about hope core. I'm going to continue to talk about hope core. Hope is so nice. Like I think even if life sucks, still look at it that it's amazing. Even if your world, everything is a disaster, you have to, I don't want to call it delusion because it's not, because when you start assuming the best is gonna happen. That's why I'm here like sitting outside. Whenever I think of Griffin, I just think of him like when he's laying down in the grass, all like smiling and happy. Always tell yourself this. I know it's gonna sound like cringe at first, but trust me, always say I have no enemies. Like, this is the reason why I can't get phased. You wish you well. I hope you healed, or like I'm praying for you. Like that's it, bro. That's why I really like the song I Wish You Roses. And I have that same, I talked about this in my music video. I have that printed out on my wall as well. Just have it in a sticky note and always remind yourself that. Like the only enemy you have is yourself, because you're like making stuff up, you're assuming the worst, you're negatively self-talking, or you're in your mind, you're like, oh yeah, people are so bad, or these people screw me over. Just think like people only know what they know. It's not their intention, or maybe it is, but even if it is their intention, it's not your fault. They'll tell you stuff, let's say you're like, oh, why are you wearing that? That's so lame. That's because they don't have the confidence to wear that. And even if you have like D1 haters in your own house, like you have to respect it. I don't like it, okay? I don't mean I like it. I just think it takes so much energy to be a hater. And also haters, they radiate that energy, like that insecure, low energy. Do not care. Please do not care. Vagabond and Vinland Saga, they literally say this where they talk about true strength is being kind. And also don't get nice confused with kind, because nice is people pleasing. We're not doing people pleasing here. Like we're not doing that, okay? Being a kind person, like killing them with kindness is actually real. And my people are still like, it's fine, like let it be, you know? Just like letting it go is also so nice. Sometimes stuff, it is what it is. If you guys haven't watched Cowboy Bebop, oh my god, but he's like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, what can you do? But watch just any themes, and I'm sure when you watch, you might get other things out of it. So maybe when you watch, you see different things. You know what I mean? Which is good. Like, see what works for you. And what I remember, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't literally from the top of my head. I'm definitely missing stuff. Also, because I love Askeladd. He is amazing. I mean, he's not amazing, but yeah, I just want to end it. I'm like combining both Vinland Saga with Pursuit of Getting Better. It does start with healing. No one talks about healing enough. I didn't even know what healing was, like real healing. The lighting's so bad, I'm gonna move. The lighting's just a lot better here because I don't want it to look, oh. I do want to say I 1000% recommend Vinland Saga to literally everyone. I maybe read the manga instead. You don't see the blood in red at least. It talks about war and all that stuff and like Viking culture, so do be careful if you don't like that stuff. People don't talk about the healing journey enough, or like how it's so difficult because yeah, you can grow, but growth doesn't happen without healing. I just think when you're at that point where you have to start healing, because trust me, if you are still an angry person, you haven't come to that point yet, you need to heal. I think we're not taught that. We're not taught self-compassion, self-love, and they're so important. How do you expect others to love you if you don't love yourself? Think about it. No, just think about it right now. If I want someone to love me, but I don't love myself, I'm gonna attract people who they want me to love them, but like they won't do that back. If anyone screwed you over, I just want to let you know, like, I don't know if you see these trees. You're gonna become a tree, okay? Like, trust me, it's gonna sound silly, but hear me out. If someone threw dirt at you, you're gonna take that soil, you're gonna be like, thank you for this soil, and you're gonna become a tree, okay? Matches with this shirt as well. It's such a good watch. It's just so helpful, like, for your healing journey. There's a reason you're depressed. You have to heal, or anything that isn't what you want, like, you have to heal from it. My thoughts on therapy doesn't work for me. Therapy doesn't work for everyone. It depends on your personality. My personality is I cannot talk about that stuff. Like, I'm a thug, bro. I'm gonna thug it out. I'm gonna listen to DS forever. No, don't do that, guys. Like, please don't do that. That's a mistake. That's suppressing your feelings. But since I can't talk to a therapist because it's a joke to me, I'll talk to God. Like, do you see the sky right now? Wait, is that the moon? There's no way. Talk to any higher being, like the universe. But if you're very comfortable talking, like actually talking to a healthcare professional, 1000% do it. Okay, but I'm gonna end it. Thank you so much for watching. Also, I analyzed Vinland Saga the way I saw it. Seen it, let me know what you think. And I hope you guys like this video. If you are in your healing journey, your growing journey, whatever, I mean, life's a journey in general. I love you so much. I'm genuinely praying for you. I really hope things get better for you, and they will. I know it sucks right now. It will get better. Like, it was so bad for Orphan, but no, it got better, and I'm pretty sure, this is a spoiler, but he has a kid now. Like, life gets good, trust me. Even if it's hard right now, you're gonna appreciate it so much when it gets good. I'm definitely gonna start filming more outside. I loved it so much.